Hi everybody, Jake Breen here with Team Utah Cribs at Berkshire Hathaway Utah Properties and brought to you by Breen Homes. We're talking more about our terms glossary and explaining to you what you might think is a little boring, the Utah real estate purchase contract. Today I'm going to go over just one section, which is section 3. Remember, our videos are up to date, and what we are talking about is the purchase contract for the state of Utah that came out in September of 2017. Section 3 simply goes over two areas, meaning settlement and closing. A lot of people confuse these two terms. What's the difference between when you settle on a home and when you actually close on the home? Settlement is when you arrive at the title company and you sign all the documents and you delivered your funds, your personal funds. Closing is when the property is actually recorded and you own it and you're able to get keys. Well, this sounds simple, but it actually confuses many buyers. And at the very end of the transaction, I've seen it frustrate, even bring a lot of buyers to tears. Why is that? Well, when you're filling out your dates and deadlines in a contract, Section 24 allows you to say at what date will you settle on the property. Most people use the wrong term and they refer to this deadline as their closing deadline. In fact, you'll hear possibly your agent and or people that work on your agent's team refer to it as the closing deadline or date. So here's what happens. Consumers show up on that date, sign the paperwork, and they're often, as you see in the movies, expecting the keys to be handed to them. This doesn't happen unless you do what's called table funding, which is very rare if you're getting a loan. If you're paying cash, it is a possibility. But what happens after you sign for the home and you settle is the title company needs to take all those documents, share them with the other title company, transfer the funds, get the title insurance set up, transfer utilities. Some of those will be on you, some of those will be on the title company. There's a lot of things that transpire, and ultimately they have to record the property into your name. You don't officially own the property until all of this happens. How long can this take? Well, most often it occurs on the following business day after you have settled. But what does your contract say? The contract automatically allows for 4 days for this to happen. So, what happens if you sign on a Friday? Oftentimes, clients who sign on a Friday don't officially own the home until the following Monday or Tuesday. This is when I've seen buyers shed tears. They show up with a moving van at the title company, they sign on a Friday afternoon, and they're expecting to move in over the weekend. Guess what, guys? Unless you're paying cash, that's not going to happen. So, have a savvy agent, have a savvy loan officer, and understand the difference between settlement and closing. Section 3 of the contract will go over this for you, so you can read that in its entirety if you want to understand further. But be prepared and know when you're actually going to get keys so you're not devastated in the last moment. Hope this helps you understand a little bit more about Section 3 of the Utah Real Estate Purchase Contract.